What's up, everybody? So today we are back working on the Silverado once again. Now in the last few videos you have seen with the truck, we've gotten it undercoated, we've gotten it buffed, polished, waxed, we've got all new lights on the vehicle as well as the HD grille conversion completed. So with that being said, we've got the exterior pretty much to a point where I'm happy with it. Yes, there is plenty more things that I want to do to it, but the only thing that we haven't touched yet is the wheels. Now of course I would love to put a pair of aftermarket wheels on this thing, but with winter coming up, it's not really gonna be a good idea, but I would love to go through and change the look of it and have it be protected in the time being. So for today's video, we're gonna go through and plasti dip it. I guess it's not plasti dip, it's actually HyperDip. So you can see here, I got a box full of these here. So this is the Shadow Gray Gloss HyperDip. So we're gonna try this out. I've never used the HyperDip before, so we'll see how it works. So first step, I guess, let's get the truck cleaned up. In order to get the truck cleaned up, or I guess I should say the wheels, we got this here. This is included with the kit. This is the pre-dip spray. So we're using this to clean off the wheels, remove any kind of contaminants from the surface. We got a little card here that kind of tells you what the do's and don'ts are of HyperDip. So we'll have to make sure we check that out before we go through and actually spray everything. But it includes this microfiber towel for the cleaning purposes as well. We've got these baggies here. So this will be used to mask off any of our brake components that we don't get any overspray on those. We also have this tire release gel, it looks like here. So this will be used for the plasti dip or the HyperDip that gets on the tire itself. So we have an easy release there. But like I mentioned earlier, this is the HyperDip that we picked up. So it should be this gloss shadow gray, which like I said, I think will look really good on the vehicle. So now you guys have seen everything in the kit and you know what we're using to clean it. Let's go ahead and get these wheels cleaned off. So far I've cleaned the wheels off twice here with the pre-dip spray, and as you can see there, they are nice and shiny. So with that being said, now we can move on to wrapping up our brakes here. Obviously these are drums in the back, so it's not 100% necessary to do this, but I just don't want to get any overspray on the back there. So we got these here that included in the kit. Essentially it's just a garbage bag for the most part. So go ahead and tear this down the middle, stuff it in there, and get that stuff covered up in the back here as well as the other three corners. Just like that, everything's masked off now in the back there. Nothing is touching the wheel itself. So we're good there, just making sure the brakes are all masked off. So I'll go and do the other three, and we'll go ahead and get to applying our tire gel. Now that we got the brakes all masked off and good to go, we can go ahead and apply our tire gel here. So we'll go ahead, put it on the tire, making sure not to get it on the wheel itself, otherwise the HyperDip won't stick to it. So we got a new microfiber, HyperDip, and just go ahead and put it on the tire. So everything is complete now. We can go ahead and get to spraying. Everybody got this can shaken up. So we'll go ahead, do our 4 light dust coatings, then we can move on to our 6 heavy wet coats. So let's get started with this. So there's our first coat.
A few moments later.
As you guys just saw there, we got our 4 tack coats down. It is still quite translucent, so you can see we've got our coverage and it looks pretty good for just being tack coats. So now we've got that completed, we can go ahead and move on to our wet coats. So we'll probably go with like 6 wet coats here. So we'll go and do that next. There's our first wet coat. Okay, so we went ahead, we got our 6 wet coats down now. We're gonna go ahead, let that set up and cure. I believe that's gonna take like 45 minutes to an hour before we can go through and unmask it all. But as you can see here, I used up all the cans. These cans, I don't know if there's an issue with them, but every single one of them would just drip and leak. You guys can see I keep wanting to say plasti dip, but the HyperDip run on the side. So I don't know if that's an issue with their cans, but overall the results from what I've seen so far look pretty good. Like I said, we're gonna go ahead, let this set up and cure, go ahead and unmask it, and then when it's all done, we'll take you guys outside and give you a full walk around the vehicle and see the results. there you guys have it. We got the Silverado all done and completed. The wheels actually turned out really good. I'm actually surprised at how well the HyperDip had like a glossy finish. I'm used to using like Plasti Dip and stuff, and that always has like a really dull matte finish. It looks good at first, and it just kind of fades over time. So we'll see how this HyperDip turns out, but right now looks really good. Nice little accent for the truck. It's not a full black look, but it has a little bit of a metallic-y finish to it. So overall, I think it looks pretty good, but you guys let me know in the comments below what do you guys think and if I should do a different color. But with that being said, I think we'll go ahead and end the video here. So if you guys like this video, make sure to big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. We got plenty more stuff coming. We may take a little break from the truck. I think we're either going to jump back into the Civic. I got a few parts over here, as well as the Subaru. We need to get going on that one, so stay tuned for that, and I will see you guys in the next one.